This is a great honor for every fan of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm honored to be in the NFL.
What can I say? Mamba out.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to the afternoon show presented by ESEN. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez and Jay McLovin. How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a busy morning so far, gentlemen. And I know we got a slew of things we got to get through real quick. I just want to get you guys' opinion. Obviously, we know now that there's a little bit more evidence now that it looks like it is a right calf strain that is bothering Halliburton. He's going to participate in Thursday's walkthrough, and then they're going to make a determination of whether he can or cannot play. And Halliburton basically has come out and said that he's going to do everything humanly possible to be on that court. This is probably the biggest game of Halliburton's life because it is a do or die situation. So I'm going to probably guesstimate that he will be playing at some point at whatever that is. What do you guys think about the effect of Halliburton? Because you know he won't be 100%. Do you think that he is going to have an impact, or do you think that they're going to limit his minutes and maybe see a lot more of McConnell? How do you guys see this playing out?
If he starts and plays, I think his minutes, I think he averages usually about 33 or 34. I don't know if he'll play that much. It just depends, how. I mean, if they think he can go, they're probably going to give him a shot. I would think, and he's going to play. I think he'll play. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, the thing could be worse than I heard it's going to be a game time decision. No, Carlisle said it'll be a game time decision. So we'll see. If he doesn't play, I don't think McConnell starts. I think they'll start somebody else, and McConnell will have extended minutes, but I don't think McConnell will be the starter. I think instead of playing 15 minutes, he'll play 20, 25 minutes, maybe even a little more, but I don't think he'll be the starter. That's just my opinion.
Right.
I think we'll go with probably Nembhard probably being the point starter. And I don't know who else would come in there. Probably who do you think they would start?
If Halliburton was not to play, I think Nembhard will run the point, and Benedict Mathurin will start at the other guard.
That's what I kind of think too. But yeah, it's just hard to say.
Mathurin started like 40-something games in the regular season. He has experience as a starter. He started at the small forward position for a big part of the season when Neesmith was hurt. And then when Neesmith came back, that's when Mathurin went back to being our sixth man. He's our third leading scorer on the team. I think his role, I think he would be the one that bump up to the starter role, and they'd still have TJ McConnell as the backup. McConnell would get more. I think probably end up getting a few more minutes than what he usually gets if that happens. But I think Halliburton plays. I don't think a lot of people realize this because it wasn't talked about a whole lot. He's been battling that. He's been battling the calf since game two, since like the first or second quarter of game two. He's been battling the calf. He re-aggravated and it got worse in that last game. So I mean, he's been battling through that injury already. I think he plays, and the way I look at it, if you're out there and you're playing, you got to perform. I was just actually telling my cousin this right before we got on here. I think Halliburton plays, and I think Halliburton's going to have a 22, 23-point night and 10 or 11 assist night. I think he's going to have one of his signature nights. We've seen guys coming off injuries and other things go out there and have big games, but there's something in my gut that's telling me Halliburton's going to have a big game tomorrow night. And if he don't play, I think the Pacers are going to win tomorrow night, whether Halliburton plays or not. I know people are going to think I'm crazy, but here's one reason why. Last game, Halliburton had no field goals. People want to say he didn't have no effect on the game. He did have effect on the game a little bit defensively, and OKC was still face guarding him.
Yeah.
So he was still opening up. Even in that fourth quarter when we got it within two, when Nembhard turned the ball over, they had two guys on Halliburton. I mean, they were still respecting him. But my thing is, we had it within two without Halliburton having hit any field goals. and we had turned the ball over 22 times in that game.
Yeah.
Well, we're on our home court. You don't turn the ball over. If you don't turn the ball over, you can have a chance, especially if a guy like Matherin steps up, like we've seen him step up in the past.
And I think,
And last year Eastern Conference Finals, Halliburton gets hurt in the first quarter of the first game, and we played against the Boston Celtics, who ended up being the champion. Yeah, they swept us, but all them games were close, and we had a chance to win 2 of them games. That was without Halliburton and without Benedict Mather. So I think we can still win the game tomorrow either way. But I believe Halliburton's going to play, and if you play, you got to perform.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're out there, you got to play. If you don't feel like you can go out there and play and perform up to the level of you shouldn't be out there. So,
well, I don't know.
But also, these people that are saying he was selfish for playing last game are crazy, because if he would have, he should have went and told Carlisle to take him out. If he went and told Carlisle to take him out, everybody would have buried him for being soft.
No, he had to play. He absolutely had to play. He had to play.
Only way you come out of that game is if the coach takes you out of that game. If he would have went and said, "Oh, you need to take me out," everybody would have been.
Well, the first thing we would have said, if he would have came out, or if he would have told Carlisle to take him out, everybody would have labeled him soft. And you don't want to be labeled as soft in the NBA.
Anthony Richardson when he tapped out. Look what happened to Anthony Richardson in the NFL when he tapped out. If Halliburton went and tapped out,
no, he has to play. He had to play.
Yeah,
you don't.
I will say this, Chris, you are very spot on with a lot of your points you just made. And the reason why I say that is, one, even with Halliburton hobbled and not really being productive offensively, you guys still got it within 2. I mean, you very easily could have won that game. Now, yes, Oklahoma City did run away with it, but the fact that you got it to 2 with a hobbled him, I absolutely do 100% believe that the Pacers can win in Indiana. I do. I think it's absolutely possible. To say you can't would be asinine. Secondly, according to Carlisle and ESPN, I believe if, and I don't think it's going to happen, but if Halliburton wasn't playing, it would be TJ McConnell, because he goes on to say if Halliburton cannot play, it would seem likely that the Pacers would promote guard TJ McConnell to a starting role. It goes on to say in quotations from Carlisle, depending on the situation tomorrow, we may need him for significantly more minutes, Carlisle said to McConnell. So I do think McConnell probably will start that if Halliburton doesn't go, but I expect Halliburton to be out there. I would be freaking shocked, honestly, if Halliburton wasn't in the starting lineup, to be honest with you.
I think McConnell will have extended minutes, whether he starts or not. I think Halliburton's minutes maybe cut a little bit. So I think he's going to play more. I tell you, Nembhard and a couple. I mean, honestly, other players going to have to step up.
Nembhard played terrible last game.
The other players got to step up.
Andrew Nembhard has been great all playoffs. Last game he had his bad game in the finals. Like, we get within 2, and then we had 4 live ball turnovers, and 3 of them was Nembhard with the ball, and then he was afraid to shoot in the fourth quarter for some reason. That dude usually never hesitates, and Nembhard had some wide open looks or I'm not gonna say wide open, but some good looks at threes, and he hesitated and passed them, and that he usually don't do that. He wasn't his decisive self last game. I expect, and he's the guy that last year when Halliburton was out in the playoffs against Boston, Nembhard was the guy that really stepped up. So I mean, we're gonna need Nembhard to step up tomorrow night as well. Siakam, you just got to keep giving Siakam the ball like that. Like, that was another thing. He scored like 12 points real quick in the fourth quarter, and it's like you got to keep giving him the ball.
Well, we had them 4 or 5
turnovers.
But
them 4 turnovers killed us. Like, you can't turn the ball over 4 times in a row with live ball.
Well,
a dead ball turnover don't kill you as much, but a live ball turnover kills you, because that's when they're going to get points off.
Well, you're down 2, and then next thing you know, you're down 11 again. So
because you turn the ball over 4 straight times.
Yep. Okay, guys.
I'm really expecting a big game from Mathurin, to be honest with you. I think Mathurin, when these types of situations showed up, specifically when he came off the bench and gave you 27, I expect to see a lot of Mathurin off the bench, to help this team out. And I think a lot of times when your back's against the wall and you're at home court and you got the crowd behind you, I fully expect to see the most out of this Pacers team. I don't think they're going to come out flat. I think they're going to come out. I think they're going to push the tempo, and I think they're going to do all those types of things. And it's going to be a hell of a game tomorrow, guys. It's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward. I can't.
I ain't gonna lie. I was just telling my cousin before the show. I wish the game was tonight because I just want to watch a game. Like,
I'm glad it's not. Given
I know you're glad it's not.
No, yeah, because I have to work. But the other reason is I'd have called in. But the other reason is Halliburton.
It gives Halliburton an extra day.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, hey, let's not try to push it up, Chris. Let's not try to push it up, Chris. Let's give him another day, okay? Can we get another day of rest, Chris? Damn, son.
What I'm doing?
what are you doing over there, dude? You got all that room over there. You got like.
He's got.
It almost makes you want to know what Pablo's doing when you say it like that. What is Pablo doing? What's next up, Tony?
Okay, next up, guys, we got the NHL. Well, we got a champion again, and he's just repeat champion. I don't know if anybody's going to beat these guys ever. The Florida Panthers
Did
defeated.
you say ever?
Ever. Well, there's a chance. I got to think on that. They won 5-1 over Edmonton. Just pretty much controlled the game. 2 years in a row, Stanley Cup champs. But what'd you think about it, Jay?
What did I think about it? Well, we both said yesterday when we were giving our predictions that we expected Florida to take this. And I still believe that, you know, the goalie situation for Edmonton not being as strong as it is for Bob Brodsky, that Florida, and also being at home, that Florida had a huge momentum, a huge advantage over Edmonton. And we all know how good Edmonton is. So that really says a lot about Florida when you look at how good Edmonton is. But 5-1, Connor McDavid had Zbupkis on the stat line. For as many minutes as he played, Connor McDavid was absolutely ineffective. And that really honestly hurt Edmonton's chances when your best player is having an off night.
Yeah. Chris, what do you think about that?
They become a little easier this year than they did last year.
Yeah. Went 6 this year.
If you go by game count.
Oh,
now,
yeah,
if you watch the games, I don't think it was any easier because there was some overtime games.
Last year Florida got up 3-0, and Edmonton come back and tied.
That's what I'm saying. So it was a real good series. I thought Florida was going from the beginning, but I heard that Kachuk, however you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Did you hear like all the injuries that dude that was playing with?
Yes.
He had a torn abductor that was completely torn
off the bone.
Off the bone that he tore during that the All-Star tournament thing, that Four Nations.
Yeah.
He tore that there, and he played the rest of the season like that, dude.
Hockey players.
I don't know. Hockey players are freaking strong, though, dude.
Well, this is something I wanted to bring up.
Players get the credit.
Well, no, that's all I was going to say because I was listening on the radio. Hockey played the same amount of games as the NBA. Yet, you don't hear about load management in hockey.
No.
And look, and these NBA players can't play close to a full season, but you got these hockey guys out here playing full season, and then you hear at the end these guys, like, some of them can barely walk, and they're out there skating, and like it's just crazy.
No.
And they only making a fraction, and they're only making a fraction of the money that these load management players are playing. Let that sink in. A fraction of the pay, but way more work ethic.
That's
I'm
true.
just saying, man.
The thing that,
and let's be honest, how many times do you see hockey players getting in trouble with the law or drugs or whatever? I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but it's a hell of a lot less frequent in hockey, really, than any other sport, to be honest with you. You just don't hear much about hockey like that.
No, you don't.
So that tells me that they're better disciplined, better work ethic, and less pay. What the hell? You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, right?
It is. The one thing about Florida for next year, out of the top 5 free agents next year, they have 3 of them. So they got 3 free agents.
Yeah.
But the general manager was on today, said they're going to do everything they can do to sign their guys, and they're going to try and sign other guys. So
they're going for a 3-peat.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Florida's awfully good, man. Awfully good.
I will say this. One of the things that hurt Edmonton was Edmonton had 12 penalty minutes, and Florida only had 2 penalty minutes. That's really hard when you're going against Florida and you're committing all those penalty minutes. I mean, that's crazy, brother.
Yeah, I agree,
that's
man.
Crazy. I didn't look at the power plays. It looks like there was no power plays. So I guess that didn't hurt them in terms of that. But still, I mean, go Florida, I guess. Hell.
Yep.
Canada, you're going to have to wait another year to try to get the hockey championship trophy, baby. Another year. With that being said, though, this is the 10-year mark. So the Philadelphia Flyers will no longer be on the Stanley Cup trophy because that ring is being removed from the trophy to make way for the new ring to be added. And so the Flyers will no longer be on the Stanley Cup trophy right now anyway until they win one.
Okay, guys, let's move on to the College World Series.
Yes.
Down to our final 4 teams. We got at 2 o'clock, Coastal Carolina taking on Louisville. And then at 7 o'clock, we got LSU and Arkansas going back at it. Now, the way this works is if Coastal Carolina beats Louisville, they move on to the finals. If Louisville beats Coastal Carolina, they have to beat them twice, I believe. LSU, Arkansas, same situation. Arkansas would have to beat LSU twice. If LSU beats them in the first game, they move on to the finals. And when you get to the finals, it's the best 2 out of 3. And I believe the finals would start Friday, I believe. I think it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I believe. Coastal Carolina is a pretty they're the favorites right now to win it all. I guess because of the hot streak, but they're not a rated team. LSU and Arkansas are both rated teams, but they're going to have to beat up on each other to move on. I wonder. I don't think that Arkansas pitcher will start. I think you might see him in the game, though. What do you think, Chris?
I don't know if you'll see him tonight or not.
Gonna hope for.
I think that it'd be more. They're gonna hope that they can get the game today, and then you might see him.
Thursday.
Then you might see him in Thursday. Better chance of seeing him in Thursday because, I mean, that was what Monday. Monday he threw 120 pitches.
It'll be 3 days rest. Yeah,
it'd be, it'd be hard. I don't know if they'd have him out there tonight, unless, like I said, the only situation I think you have him out there tonight is if it's like a 1-0 game in the 9th inning, and
you're trying to hold it.
And you don't have anybody else that you trust, and you want to put them out there to try to get that game because you have to have that game. I think that's the only way you see them any tonight. I think Arkansas has a good. if they play like they have the last 2 games, they're going to have a chance to beat LSU in this first one and force a game tomorrow. I watched a little bit. I saw a little bit of their game yesterday, and that pitcher they pitched yesterday was pretty good. Coastal Carolina right now, they just look like they're a team of destiny, or they're just on a roll, and I don't know if anybody's going to be able to stop them.
And Louisville beat the team that beat them in the first game. They beat them and moved on, so it was a pretty close game. I think 8-7, but Louisville won yesterday. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, I look at it here on ESPN. Looks like they got Coastal Carolina ranked at 13, and Louisville they don't have ranked at all. So, right now it's what, bottom of the first. So Coastal Carolina is up to bat. So I think I'm going to go with Coastal Carolina on this, just because right now they got bases loaded with no outs. Yeah. So it looks like Coastal Carolina is getting ready to jump on the board early. So yeah, matter of fact, they now it's 2-0 right now. They just hit a double. So yeah, or actually a single, but 2 runs scored. So right now it's 2-0 Coastal Carolina. I think Coastal Carolina is just too strong right now. Now I'm not saying Louisville can't come back, but I do think Coastal Carolina certainly is coming out in an aggressive way, and they're seeing the ball well enough to have bases loaded and 2 runs. So I'm going Coastal Carolina in this one, man. Arkansas,
they're a really good hitting team.
Arkansas, I think it kind of goes with what Chris is saying. I don't know if we're going to see Gage Wood tonight because of all the pitches he did last game. If it is, I think what Gonzo said, it might be maybe one batter. If they're in a tough pickle and they've got 2 outs and they're trying to get out of the inning, maybe you see him, in maybe a circumstance like that. Other than that, I think they're just going to have to go with their pitching and rely on that. I do have Arkansas taking this. I just think Arkansas is playing really good ball right now. I know they've been eliminated, but
Well, they got beat LSU twice. That's going to be a tough.
I think
task.
they're going to win today and forces another game on tomorrow. I
Okay.
really do, and then you never know what can happen then. But I just have a feeling Arkansas is going to win today.
Okay, well, we'll see. Guys, let's move on to the Indiana Fever. Indiana Fever beat the Connecticut Sun last night, 88-71. But that's not the big story.
Wait a minute. Guess what? You know what that win got us to?
Yeah,
we're in the finals of the Commissioner Cup. We won the East, so we'll be playing a team out of the West for the Commissioner Cup in the WNBA is basically like the NBA, like the NBA like same thing as the NBA in season tournament.
Yeah, they play tonight at 6. As a matter of fact, Connecticut Sun and Indiana are going to go back at it tonight at 6.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not part of that Commissioner
Tuesday. Oh, no, today's Wednesday. I apologize. I'm looking at the wrong one.
Okay.
No, I didn't look at the date. Yeah, that was actually Tuesday. So that was actually yesterday's game.
But I just wanted to mention that we're going to be in the finals of that.
Well, we had that. Had Caitlin Clark get hit in the face by J.C. Sheldon. I don't know if it was on purpose or not. She got hit in the face, eye, whatever, and then she bumped into her, went at her, bumped into her. Then Clark pushed her off, and then another lady came in from the side and hit her, pushed her, and she went down to the ground. Caitlin got a technical, so did Marina Mayberry, and then Shelton got a flagrant foul. I'll ask you guys what you guys thought about that. But also after that, with about 46 seconds left in the game, Lindsay Allen was headed towards the basket. And no, wait a minute. Was it Allen? No, I think it was Sheldon was heading to the basket. And she really lowered her shoulder into Cunningham, and Cunningham just basically grabbed her by the head and threw her down to the ground.
And she got her arm. She did get her arm.
I think she had some hair too. I think she had some hair.
I'm talking about on the foul. She had the arm.
Yeah, she had the arm, but
on the foul. But now when they went at it, she had her by the head of the hair. It took her ass down.
Yeah.
But no.
So what I heard was that though. The interesting thing about that was
we got 3 ejections.
Lindsay Allen came up to help. Yeah, Lindsay Allen came up to help, and that's why Lindsay Allen got a flagrant foul and ejected. Both Allen and Cunningham got ejected for their flagrants, and the reason why Allen got ejected was because they consider her an instigator or a person that was carrying it on. So that's why they got Allen for it. But I got to tell you, this is the first time in women's basketball that I've seen any kind of aggression like this, and people just going hard on it like this. I don't know if I've ever heard this. Have y'all ever heard of anything like this in women's basketball before?
Oh,
yeah, they play pretty physical, Joe.
Yeah, they do. They fight quite a bit.
They play pretty physical. They play more physical than the guys.
It's just nobody knows because nobody ever watched until Caitlin Clark got there.
Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
And I'm not saying that to be mean. It's just the truth. Like they do. Like I've watched a little bit. They get physical, and you see them go at it, almost fight and stuff. Like they do get physical, and that's why it wasn't a big deal like last year when they were getting a little physical with Clark. It's like, this no different because I watched some of it. My thing on this game was this goes down to the referees.
Yep.
Like the one that Marbury or whatever, she should have got ejected when she came up after the play and shoved Clark down. You didn't do nothing there. So this boiled down to you let people get away with stuff earlier. And then Sophie Cunningham, she's a freaking dog, and she decided, hey, you're not going to treat our star like that. And she made her point, and I guess she's like a black belt in karate or some shit as well.
Really? Okay.
Is what
I'm
they
pretty
were
sure I'm
saying.
going to the black belt in karate. Pretty sure I'm going to lose that one every time. Let me ask you guys a question though.
I like to fight. Here's something real quick. Here's something I did like to see because last year, when you saw Clark getting bumped around some, you saw a lot of the Fever players just kind of stand around. They brought in some different players. You don't see that no more. Like, hey, the Fever has some dogs on their team, and they're ready to go. And Clark, hey, Clark's a dog. Like, hey, she talks.
I don't know, man. Hey, that's what I want to ask you about.
Herself, and she'll push people back. Like, She's a dog as well. She don't back down at all.
Well, it was about 46 seconds right before that play. I think she hit that 3. She hit a 3, and that one girl, I think it was the Cunningham girl, not Cunningham, because Sheldon was all over, and she hit that long 3, and she started talking shit, and she got that crowd going. She was in the middle of the court getting the crowd going. Finally, one of the coaches.
Yeah, during the timeout, she was walking around the court talking shit, getting the crowd going. It was great.
Yeah, one of the coaches from the Fever said, "You might want to come over here before you get technical." Well, she was going crazy. Oh yeah, she talks shit.
My only thing with Caitlin Clark is when you saw that game, the first time Caitlin got poked in the eye, she pushes old girl. Then she gets pushed to the ground and just kind of goes to the ref and walks away from it. I feel like Caitlin I want to see a little bit more out of Caitlin. I want to see her. I know she got a little dog in her, but I want to see her get more physical with these people because I feel like Caitlin, by other players, is just getting bullied a lot in some cases. I think they really do bully Caitlin a lot. And I like to see Caitlin just, I wouldn't even matter if she hauled off and punched one of them. Honestly, I'd be happy to see her do that, you know? Did y'all freeze up? Or did I freeze up? I think I froze up. One of us froze up. Hold on. Let me figure this out. Well, I guess they froze up because I'm still here. So I don't know where to go with this. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I'd be curious, Mike. I know you said to Gonzo, you got to admit that Caitlin talks a lot of shit. But then when somebody comes at her, that she looks straight at the ref. And that's kind of what I was trying to tell to Gonzo. I feel like she wants the ref to bail her out. I like to see a little bit more oomph behind Caitlin. I like to see Caitlin not look at the ref and deal with some of these guys that are bullying her because I think they're going to continue to bully her until maybe she stands up for herself. I don't know, Mike. I'd like to hear what your opinion is on that. What's up, Joe, man? It's good to hear you. Joe, I'd like to hear what you think about Caitlin Clark. Do you feel like Caitlin Clark is taking a lot of abuse in the league and not 100% sticking up for herself? I feel like, I know Gonzo and them said that they felt like she was sticking up for herself and that she is showing a little bit of dog. But then Mike kind of points out, and I think Gonzo and them were alluding to the fact that she kind of goes around the league or around the arena talking a lot of stuff. Do you think that Caitlin Clark is making herself the target for the bullying, or do you think that it's just happening that way? That would be interesting to me because I feel like that, you know, if Caitlin, and I haven't watched a lot of WNBA games to really make an official stance on Caitlin, so I don't want to come out that direction. But I do feel like if you are talking a lot of stuff and you are a high-profile player for your team and for the league as a whole, that if you're going to talk this stuff, you probably are going to get messed with. You know, I'd like to hear what you guys think about that. Also, let me pull up my notes here since Gonzo's not here to lead the rest of the show until he comes back. Let me pull up something here real quick. Where's that? I think it had to do, by the way, if you're tracking, Coastal Carolina is now up 5-0 over Louisville. So obviously Coastal Carolina is definitely making their presence known. For those of you that watch college baseball, I'd like to get your opinion. You got Arkansas going up against LSU tonight, and what is an elimination game for Arkansas. If Arkansas is able to get past LSU tonight, then they got to play them one more time as part of the double elimination to see who would face the winner of the Coastal Carolina-Louisville game. I'm curious to see what you guys think of as the odds of Coastal Carolina, not Coastal Carolina, that Arkansas would make it. Okay, so Gonzo said their internet went out and they're trying to get back in. Well, all right, that's fine, Gonzo. Hey, hopefully you guys are able to get back in. But I guess I want to kind of go back to that. What do you guys think Arkansas's chances are of being able to double eliminate LSU to get back to the final matchup, which would either be Coastal Carolina or Louisville at that time. Obviously, you know, Gage Wood had the no-hitter the other night against Murray State. Do you guys also think that Wood would be available tonight against LSU in a spot appearance if they got into trouble and need to get out of a jam? Would you maybe see him tonight, or do you think maybe you'll see him tomorrow night in a spot appearance? I don't think that Gage Wood would qualify for a start in either one of those two games against LSU due to him pitching 119 pitches last night. So I don't think that's going to happen. So they're going to have to do it with their actual other starting pitching. I just wonder if you guys think that Gage Wood might make a spot appearance in either one of those two games. If so, let me know in the comments, because I'm here talking to myself. I'm talking to you too. And this is not Jay McLevin's forte, but we're going to do it anyway. Let's talk real quick about Jair Alexander joins the Ravens and reunites with Lamar Jackson, if we can. That's another one that interests me. So he doesn't re-sign. He gets let go. He doesn't, or not get let go, but he just doesn't re-sign. Now signs on with the Ravens. He didn't sign on because he felt like he's worth more money than what was being offered to him. He still feels like he's a top cornerback in the league. And I'm interested to see what y'all guys think of Alexander joining the Ravens defense and how much that improves their defense. Not that their defense was hurting by any means, but what do you think of Alexander being with the Ravens now? And what do you think about the Ravens in this specific division with Aaron Rodgers now being the leader now of the Pittsburgh Steelers? How do you guys see that matching up? Obviously, and I was telling Gonzo the other day, and yeah, he said they're buying a Super Bowl. Anthony, you're probably not wrong. I mean, but isn't everybody kind of buying a Super Bowl? Is there anybody out there that's not trying to buy a Super Bowl? There's a lot of teams out there that are bringing in free agents to load up on. So I don't know, man. I mean, Dallas picked up Pickens. And I'm not saying that in any way, shape, or form is going to make Dallas into a Super Bowl contender. I don't want to mislead that. But I do think that Dallas is well, I should say, as long as Dallas can keep Dak Prescott healthy, right? I think if Dak Prescott goes down, then we got Milton coming in as the backup quarterback. And I'm not exactly sure what that's going to mean for Dallas. I know I haven't watched a lot of film on Milton. I know Frankie Cruz Jr., because Milton was the backup quarterback over in New England, has assured me that Milton can carry the load. Cooper Rush last year for us showed a lot of promise in the backup role, but even Cooper was struggling, right? So I don't know if Dak was to go down again, that Dallas would really have an opportunity to compete for a wild card spot. I still have Washington at number one, even though Philly Sports Guy will tell you that he probably believes that Philadelphia would be number one in our division. I still think that Dallas is still, in my mind, in third place to finish in that division. I think the Giants will come in dead last again this year. But with Schottenheimer leading the Cowboys, I don't know enough about him because, quite honestly, he's never been a head coach. So that says a lot. I don't know what we're going to have in Schottenheimer. Dallas doesn't have Cooper Rush anymore. No, I'm tracking that. That's what I'm saying. Now that we don't have Cooper Rush, we got Milton. And so I'm curious to see how Milton handles the load if Dak goes down with injury. And we all know that Dak has had an issue the last 2 years staying on the field healthy. Now, they did bring in Booker from Georgia in the draft. I'm hoping that will be part of the reemergence of our offensive line. I know he's a guard, not a tackle, but we'll see what that means for the internal rush. Also, we got to bring in like I said, we got a new running back situation with Jaden Blue and Williams and Sanders. Even though Sanders and Williams really haven't done a whole lot, they're only averaging about 3.7 yards a carry a piece. So now that tells me, well, what is Jaden Blue going to bring to the process coming out of Texas in his first season? So this is obviously going to be a running back by a lot of committees. So I don't know what that means for Dallas. Dallas has a lot of question marks. You know, Trayvon Diggs supposedly should be back. Coming off of his injury. We got Bland coming back in the secondary off of his injury. Overshawn should be back as well. And then we drafted that defensive end that's supposed to have Micah Parsons-like characteristics. So I don't know what that's going to mean for Dallas's defense. I don't know what that's going to mean for Dallas's offense. How well will Pickens mold with Dak Prescott? How well will Pickens take the pressure off of CeeDee Lamb and Ferguson? And then you got Tolbert as our third wide receiver and toe. So Dallas, for me, still has a lot of questions. I don't know what Dallas is going to do in that sense. But luckily, I don't have to worry about that because Gonzo's internet's back and Tony can take over the damn show. Thank God. Don't ever do that to me again. Don't you ever do that to me again.
Yeah, do that by yourself.
I don't care what you got to do. Don't you ever let that internet go down again. I'm over here freestyling like I'm over here like a person that don't know how to swim and you just threw me into the deep end. That wasn't kosher, guys. I don't appreciate it.
Okay.
And we can do about it. Talk to Comcast or Xfinity, whatever you want to call them.
I am. Right now, I got the pharmaceutical guy in India who also doubles as an AT&T operator and Comcast coordinator. So I got them all on the same phone. Trust me, that was the first thing I did. By the way, we love people from India.
Hey guys, do we have anything else on the Indiana Fever?
No, I just want to get you guys' opinion. And Mike brought up a good point. Mike says, and I want to bring this up real quick. So Mike says that Caitlin Clark talks a lot of stuff, but then when somebody comes at her, she looks straight at the ref. Now, I want to ask you about that because I know you said that Caitlin Clark has some dog in her, and I do think she has some dog in her. But what is your response to Mike's comment on this?
It's about you see about every star in the NBA, WNBA, any league do that.
Yeah.
They'll talk shit, they'll push somebody, and then when they get pushed, they're looking for the call. Like it ain't no different than any other star, or any other superstar. I've seen Michael Jordan do it. I saw LeBron James do it. I've seen Kevin Durant do it. I've seen all kinds of people do it. They ain't no different than anybody else.
Yeah. She talks a lot of shit. There ain't no.
Oh yeah, she does talk a lot of shit.
Yeah, she ain't shy. That's for sure.
Hey, Glenn says Dallas Cowboys ain't winning shit. Glenn, we all know you're a closet Indiana fan, apparently. So I don't know, man. I don't know how to take you seriously or not. And by the way, I love you, Glenn. Anthony says, so Clark doing LeBron. I don't know, man. I'll let y'all guys comment on that one. Oh, by the way, Frankie, nice to show up, brother.
Thank you. I told you last night, Caitlin Clark flopping like LeBron.
She ain't that good yet. She got some years to catch up with LeBron.
No, she flopped. She flopped, and then she's over there holding her face and her nose like somebody punched her, and then she's looking at the ref like, come on, man.
Well, if I'd been
I did
LeBron,
take it, Glenn. I know you're just playing around.
If she was at LeBron's level, she'd have been down on the ground, rolling around.
Well, you know what? You're right. You're right. She's not.
They would have had a stretcher out
LeBron.
there.
You're right, Tony. She's not LeBron because LeBron actually went to the finals in his rookie year and he actually won championships. She's not going to win anything, or shall I say, he's not going to win anything. And Glenn,
she might move. Hey, she might move. She might move to the Liberty. If she can't win a championship with the Fever, she could be like LeBron and go somewhere else.
Hey, she could come to the Liberty. That's fine. That's totally fine. But I'm not going to like it.
You'd suck her dick.
I'm pretty sure you would take Caitlin Clark to the Liberty. I'm pretty sure every WNBA fan of their team out here would like to have Caitlin Clark on their team. Honestly,
real talk. I honestly think that we don't even need Caitlin Clark. Look how we've been playing without Caitlin Clark. So I don't think we need her. But if the Liberty go out and get her, I'm not gonna sit here and be mad about it. But I'm also not gonna sit here and be a huge fan like Glenn and all of them. I'm not a big fan of Caitlin Clark like the rest of the world for some odd reason.
Yeah, I don't understand why you wouldn't be a fan of her. What has she done that would not make you want to be a fan of her? I mean,
it's not like I hate her like I hate KD, right? Like I don't despise the girl. Like she's a good basketball player. She's set records. She's done many things in college and in basketball. I just don't like her for some reason, and I feel like it's more of the push that the world is giving her. And I get it. We've seen it with many other, WNBA players or even NBA players, right? Like there's just certain players that just get the push that that they think that they're gonna get. I don't know. It's just something.
No, I get. No, I get it because no, I was just gonna say I get what you're saying. I think that's what's great about sports is you can be a fan of who you want. But I get it because I was the same way with Michael Jordan. I never liked Michael Jordan. I think he's the best basketball player ever, but I never liked Michael Jordan. I hated the dude. I ain't gonna lie.
Right. And then honestly, that's how I feel with LeBron James, right? Like, I'm not a huge fan of LeBron James, but I'm not gonna despise the guy. Like, for one, you're on the Lakers, right? If you play for my team, I'm not gonna hate on you, but I'm also not gonna sit here and be like a huge rider. I'm not gonna curse on here, but I'm not gonna be a huge, bleep rider and be like, oh, that's my dude. That's my dude. That's why every time somebody comes up to me when they're talking about the Lakers and they're like talking about LeBron, I'm like just laughing, like, okay, what would you expect me to do? Defend the guy? Like, I'm not a huge LeBron fan. My guy right now is in the heavens with his daughter, having a grand old time, floating in the air and dunking the basketball in the heaven hoops. And Kobe Bryant, that's my guy. But hey,
let me ask you this: if Kevin Durant, who I know you adamantly hate, but if Kevin Durant came to the Lakers,
oh my God,
and you guys, hold on, came to the Lakers, and you guys won a championship for the first time after the bubble championship, and KD was a member of your team, and let's say KD played a significant role on that, not as a leader, but as a player, he played a significant role in that championship. Would your attitude towards KD then change, or would you still have the same hate?
First of all, no. Second of all, we've been through this conversation many times before. And third of all, what do you mean a significant role? He's no role. He does no roles at all. He doesn't do anything besides cry and bitch and moan. I'm sorry. He don't do nothing. Only thing he does is twist his own ankles or break his own knees. That's the only thing he do.
You got to give him credit, though, because he did have a significant impact on Golden State when they won that championship.
No, he didn't.
Jay, you brought up the bubble championship. Did you bring that up because are you trying to discount the bubble championship?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
No. I was just saying since that championship.
No, I was just asking because some people do. Some people do discount the bubble championships. I didn't know if.
But you see what he did, Chris? I see what you're saying, Chris. He could have said, oh, since y'all won the 2020 champion. Now you went and said, oh,
the fact that I labeled it the bubble championship. Yeah. My God. Okay.
That's what I was asking. I was wondering if that was because you don't give them as much credit because it was in the bubble. Because some people believe that. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either because it was the same for everybody. But there is some people that believe that. So I thought maybe you were one of them because the way you labeled it the bubble championship.
No, all right. Maybe I shouldn't have said bubble championship. No, I do look at the bubble championship as the equal to any other championship because regardless if the crowd is there or not, the crowd ain't on the court playing. You're still playing against people. You just don't have a crowd. So no. I guess to answer your question, I didn't mean to say it. I guess or limit the bubble championship. So no, I still put the same value on it that you guys do. So I don't want to be misled there.
Hey, don't feel bad, Jay. You seen my message last night. I called it the Disney championship last night for the Lakers. You seen it.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't hurt me one bit because you know what? At the end of the day, we still got the ring.
Scott, what's up, Rob?
God, I thought he died.
Don't say that.
They've seen this forever.
Don't say something like that.
Man. He's a busy dude, man.
Yeah, Rob is a busy dude. He's in that corporate America, keeping him busy.
I can't believe
I see them hotel rooms, Rob Scott. I see them views you be getting. I want them views.
No, don't try and cover it up yourself.
All right, my bad.
All the things. You could have said anything. You could have said anything but that. You're like,
I thought he anything. Right? I thought he was good.
Oh, wow. My bad. I guess OJ's using all the wrong words today.
He's taking backhand shots at Frankie, then going after Robert Scott. He had to do 2 minutes by himself, and he lost his mind.
Man, you don't know how bad that freaked me out. I looked around left. I looked around right. I said, I guess it's just me. I don't know where Frankie's at. Frankie probably over there playing with himself. I don't know. But anyway.
I went outside to smoke a cigarette. Dad came back out and said, hey, the internet's back on finally. It's okay.
It's interesting though. You just had a cigarette and you came back on air, and yet I haven't heard you cough one time like you were struggling. So maybe you need to smoke on air then.
I'm telling you.
I guess I'll put that on.
Why'd you turn it up for, man?
No. Shit. You can ask him. I'll be here all day and won't cough one fucking time. And then we'll get ready to do the show. And I'll start coughing. Oh.
I wonder what that means.
It's Jay. It's Jay. You see Jay on the screen. That's Jay.
Well, we got.
You said, Frankie, what's wrong with your Yankees? Oh, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. So, Frankie, hold on. Hey, Frankie, as Joe says, what's wrong with the Yankees? They lost 5 in a row. It's not so much that they lost 5 in a row, Frankie. Losing 5 in a row is one thing. And Chris, I want you to listen to this real carefully because yesterday you called me out of what a slump.
Oh my gosh, shut up. Yes, we know.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. No, it's not about using 5 in a row. No, it's more than just that.
I know what you're going to say. 3 straight shutouts. Yes,
hold on.
No, I'm not going
to. Hold on. I'm going to give you all the time, Frankie. I promise. I'm going to give you all the time. Let me just get out what I got to get out, and then you'll have all the time to comment. I promise you. Listen, that y'all lost 5 in a row. That's one thing. Secondly, now you're at 3 shutouts in a row. The last 3 games have been shut out. And to add insult to injury, not only have you lost 5 in a row, 3 straight shutouts now, but Judge went 0 for 4. And out of that 0 for 4, 3 of them were via strikeout. 3 of them were via strikeout. What's going on in Yankee world?
The same thing I'm going to tell you yesterday. We're not hitting productively. We're not getting runs across the board, and Judge is chasing again. It's the same answers. I don't know what else you want me to say. I mean, this is what happens when you can't get runs across.
I want you to say that you're an imposter.
Hey.
Damn.
Shut your mouth. You said what you said, and then you said you'll give me all the time I had, right? You shut up and you sit there and you drink your muscle milk. Like I said, they're not getting runs across the board. Judge is chasing. But I would like to say this to Joe is, where were you at when Judge was hitting bombs? Where were you at when Judge, the same thing I said to Jay, where were you guys at when Judge was hitting over 400 for like the first 2.5 months of baseball, right? Where were you guys at during then? You guys wasn't caring about Judge then, right? You wasn't mentioning Judge then, but you see Judge getting strikeouts like crazy, and it's all of a sudden, where's Judge been? Where has he been? Yet Judge is getting all these strikeouts, and he's still on the high 300 batting average. Where's Jose Altuve? Where's your boy Yordan Alvarez? How's your guys doing? Just because you guys turn it around, oh, I'm sorry, you guys are winning against the Sacramento A's. Congratulations, you blow them out 13-4. Congratulations. A freaking high school baseball team can beat the Sacramento A's. Hey, it doesn't matter. My daughters right now can beat the Sacramento A's, and they can't even hold up a baseball bat, but they could beat them. But you don't see me sitting here talking about the Astros because they're on a win streak, or when they were on a losing streak, did I come at you guys like, hey, what happened to your boys? No, I was chilling. And listen, it's June. It's June. I know where my boys are going to be in October. Do you guys know where you're going to be in October?
Yeah, ahead of you in the standings, because if you keep going like this, I'm only 1 game behind your ass.
And
so
what's funny?
Baby,
you know what's funny?
The truck is coming through, and you're about to get run the fuck
This is going to be funny. This is going to be funny. Is he talks all that trash, and he could be ahead of us, but at the end of the day, he's still going to lose in the playoffs and get swept probably like the Detroit Tigers again.
You won't even make it probably.
Oh, we're going to make it. Don't worry. The only reason you make it,
enough,
and
though, I like how you pointed out that the Astros. Hold on, you pointed out the Astros beat the A's. Hold on, you pointed out the Astros beat the A's, and we did beat the A's. Unfortunately, you've been shut out twice now, back to back to the Angels. So, what does that say for you?
Okay, and you got swept by the Chicago White Sox earlier in the season. Did anybody come at you? Did anybody make you cry about it? No. It happens in baseball. It happens in baseball. Sometimes you lose to the best.
You know, in the world of sports, all it is what have you done for me lately? Not what you did earlier. What have you done for me lately? And right now, you know what you've done lately? You pooped the bed.
All I know
3 times.
It's insane.
No scores.
All I know is it's insane when the Houston Astros fans come out and talk trash, but yet when in the beginning of the season start, and you guys start at the bottom of the barrel, you're already throwing in the towel. We've all seen it. We've all heard it. And don't try and deny it right now just because you're back.
No, I'll tell you for absolute fact.
But we as
Astros are doing
baseball
way
fans,
better than what
right?
I thought.
Myself,
oh yeah,
myself, Tony, and Chris all know the reason why Astros always win that division. Your division is trash, and I'm not saying it because of whatever. It's straight up true, and I'm trying to get that into your head, Jay. I'm trying to open your eyes. You think your guys are so good, but open your eyes. Your division is trash.
But yet, trash is beating you twice in a row with shutouts.
Okay, and we swept them like 3 weeks ago.
What does that make you, though? No. Honestly, what does that make
3 weeks ago? Where were you then? Where were you then when we swept them 3 weeks ago? And you caring about the last 2 games?
No. I'm just talking about the slump that you're in. You're in a slump.
I told you the same way I told Joe. We're not productively hitting well. We're not getting runs across the board. Your Astros are not healthy. Don't ever put healthy next to Astros right now. Your Astros are not healthy. You're just
He said the Yankees are healthy. My Astros are playing with rookie pitching and still win. What Joe is saying.
Oh my God! Are you not hearing what I'm saying? Are you not hearing what I'm saying?
You said put healthy next to Astros.
I said don't put healthy next to Astros. You guys are not healthy. Yes, you're winning with your rookie pitching, but you're playing shitty teams.
That's not necessarily true. We played the Twins and we played the Guardians. Not when we're playing.
Are the Twins the same? Hold on. Are the Twins still the same red hot team that started the season? No. Are the Sacramento A's good? No. Is your division good? Hell no. We all know what Seattle does. See, and Bo, and I tried telling you this yesterday. Bo has been mentioning it since the season started. The Seattle Mariners start off hot and then they lose their momentum. It happens. Texas is not the same Texas. And you're over there saying yesterday, well, hey, Texas are turning it around the last couple games. That's cool. That's the last couple games. They're still ass. They're still ass.
And it is what it is. I'll tell you this: the Astros are only 4.5 games behind Detroit. So I'm just trying to tell you, we're moving up, killer. Don't close your eyes.
To me, yeah, it's a good problem to have for the Yankees. You've lost 5 in a row and you're still in first place. I mean,
there's nothing more to say. There's nothing more to say.
It's
Chris.
June.
Let him talk.
Your record. As long as you don't go on like a 15-game losing streak in June, it ain't that big of a deal.
I will say this, and Frankie knows this. Toronto is only a half game behind New York. So they could actually slip out of that first place spot, and Toronto could actually slip up there. So be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, but my point is being in first place in June don't mean shit.
Oh, I know that. Trust me. I get that.
What'd you just say about Toronto?
I believe they're a half game, I believe, behind them, aren't they?
No, the Rays are 2.5.
I mean, at least when I looked at the standings, I thought they were a half game back.
Toronto's 3 games behind.
Yeah, the Rays are 2.5, and Toronto's 3 games.
Look at them talking shit. You don't.
No, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is 2.5 back. So Tampa's 2.5 back.
Talking trash. You don't even know.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. You're still only 2.5. I mean, trust me, if you keep going like this, man, you're not going to. My point is, if you don't resurrect this, you will slide out. But to Chris's point, it is June. It is June.
To Chris's point, did I not just say it was June at the start of my goddamn To Chris's point, it is June, but yet Frankie the Yankee didn't mention that it was June earlier in his segment.
Could you imagine though if all of the Astros aces weren't on Tommy John? Like how much better would we be right now? Because right now we literally last night we brought up a guy that hasn't pitched, and I don't know how long, out of AAA. So I mean, we're literally playing with minor leaguers that we've had to bump up because of that. Or 38-year-old guys that we brought in to help take the pressure.
Come on, it's gonna rain. Come on, it's
no. Yeah, we're gonna watch a half game out of second in our division.
All of a sudden, our division's one of the better divisions in baseball right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not gonna say it's gonna finish.
That's what I said. It's June.
Hold up, because I was outside real quick trying to get my daughter to come inside. But hold on, Joe. Did you really just say that my division is trash? Also, are you really just sitting there and saying my division is trash? Do you even watch baseball, Joe? Like, do they televise baseball in Italy during your time zone? Like, are you able to watch? Like, and I'm not talking about some overseas baseball or some shit. What they play over there? Cricket. That's what they play over there in cricket in Italy. And we're not talking about cricket. Do you watch baseball, sir? Because if you have, then you will know that my division is way better than the Astros division.
I did want to point out, hey, real quick, the half game I was thinking of was actually between me and Frankie. I was looking at the overall standings in Major League Baseball. Right now, Frankie is at 4 games behind Detroit, and Houston's at 4.5 games. I'm sorry, I apologize. That's where I meant the half game.
Oh, that's crazy,
Frankie.
That's crazy, and we're on a 5-game losing streak. You guys are on a kind of a win streak, and we're still better than you.
Bro,
still better than you. Shut up.
Don't say nothing.
Don't say nothing until you're over me. You're
yes,
not
sir.
Over me.
Yes, sir. Oh, by the way, when was the last time you won the World Series?
Hey guys.
Okay, I'm sorry. We got to be quiet now. Damn it. We're carrying way too far. I did want to say that 2009 was the last time you saw victory. But anyway, continue.
Hey Jay, I gotta take off.
No. Hey, I got you, man. You already said that. Hey, Pops can close us out. All right. I think we kind of covered everything. Was there anything that we didn't cover? Oh, Pops, did you want to do what we were talking about?
Tony's leaving. He doesn't want to stay.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave. We'll do it tomorrow.
Okay. You got lucky, Frankie. You got lucky. We ran out of time. That was just
are you gonna close? Are you and Frankie gonna close it out?
Yeah, we'll close it out.
All right, see you guys tomorrow.
Because I got a few more things I got to say to Frankie. Y'all have a good one, man. Gonzo, be safe out there, brother.
I've been watching football since I was baseball since I was 15 years old. How old are you now? 17?
He said, yes, I've been watching baseball. No, seriously. Hey, no, seriously, though. I mean, literally, you have to be in your mind, though, Frankie, wondering, what is it going to take? Because that's a pretty significant – listen to me out. And I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just painting a picture. A 5-game losing streak, 3 of them have been without shutouts. Judge obviously is clearly not seeing the ball, or he's chasing the ball. How worried are you about that? And if so, and if not, how often or how soon do you think it's going to take, or what is it going to take to get them out of this slump?
I'm not worried at all. Honestly, I'm not worried at all. I've seen the Yankees do this before. I just want Judge to stop chasing, and it's not like he's been doing it all year. I feel like because of how should I say this? Because of how long he's have gone without actually like getting a home run or something. I feel like that's what he's looking for. Is he's trying to get that home run, or even that big hit. So he's just trying to swing at something that he think he can get. But all I need is just to stop chasing. All I need is these guys to get runners on base and get these guys across that home plate and get us some runs on the board. But I'm not worried at all. Like I said, it's June. It happens to all baseball teams. But it is catching my eye. Trust me. I was watching that game last night, and I'm over here sitting on the couch like, come on, like what the hell? Like we got people on base, and we can't get these guys across. Like what the hell is going on? Like come on, this is the goddamn Angels. Like it's the second inning. We got 2 outs, and the Angels hit it to DJ LeMahieu, and literally you slide to the ball where you could have grabbed it, got the guy out. Instead, you slide to the ball, and somehow, some way, it just goes under your body and past you to where Aaron Judge had to run in and grab the ball. That makes no sense. That's poor lack defense. That's the type of situations right there that costs you games. So it's a lot of things that we need to turn around, and we need to do it quickly, because if this continues to happen, I feel like a lot of bad things is gonna come to fruition. But I still believe in my boys. It's still June, and there's a lot of baseball left, and we're still in the first place of our division, so I don't care. As long and Jay, you know this, as long as you have first place of your division unlocked, then you're fine. And I feel like we don't have it unlocked yet, but I feel like we're still gonna win our division at the end come October.
So right now, you're in the middle of, or you're on the back end, or the other half of the series with LA. You got 2 more games against Los Angeles Angels before you meet Baltimore, Cincinnati, and then the Athletics. So you're actually in a stretch of ball games where you should hopefully be able to get out of the slump and resurrect it, right? I mean, it's not like you got Cincinnati is a good team. Baltimore is at the bottom of your division, I think, and Angels are damn near at the bottom of ours, and the A's are damn near at the bottom. So you got some really good series to regain the momentum and turn this thing around. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like this was the start of the series that was supposed to turn it around. Like I expected at least 1 loss against the Angels, but right now we're at 2 losses with no runs. And this is like the 7th time in franchise history that the Yankees have gone 3 consecutive games with being shut out. So, with them being in the locker room today and being on the field for practicing and warm-ups and everything, I guarantee that they had that on their mind. So I'm hoping that they don't just, had that on their mind and everybody just swing the bats, crazy, feeling like, oh, we have to get a run here. And then, when you have that in your mindset, you're not going to get the runs, right? You're forcing yourself to try and get hits, and that's where you're swinging at pitches that aren't even in the zone.
Yeah, so tonight on the mound, you got Yarbrough versus Kokonowitz, I guess how you say that guy's name. Yeah, so that's tonight, and then of course you'll round out that series with Rodon versus Anderson. I think if you turn the series around tonight, then I think Rodon will give you a good opportunity for that, because right after that, then you got Max Fried versus Sagano in Baltimore. So if you don't get that win tonight, I think the next 2 nights you should be able to get rid of this losing streak and hopefully get back on the other side of life, right?
I'm hoping, but Rodon hasn't been looking pretty good the last 2 startings that he had. So I don't know what's going on compared to the first, I think 6-7 starts that he had. He has not looked good his last couple starts.
So what the hell, man? What the hell? She said the Yankees start banging on some trash cans. Oh man, what a time to be alive! I wonder if the trash can will make it in the Smithsonian.
It's funny that an Astros fan is mentioning trash cans.
I know. I thought it was funny too. I'm like, what the hell, Joe? Damn, son. Real quick before you close it out, I just want to look at. I'm going to look, if you don't mind, I want to see kind of where I think tonight, if I'm not mistaken, I think we have. I'm not sure who the hell we have tonight. I know the Astros are playing tonight. I don't know.
I think they still play Sacramento.
Yeah, I think it's still the A's. I think is what we got. Yeah, because we just started that series with them. So yeah, so the Yankees will play at. If you want to watch the Yankees, actually, Mariners are at Boston at 3:10, and then Yankees are at the Angels at 6:05, and then the Astros got the late game tonight, and we go at 9:05 against the Athletics. So those are the games I'll probably be looking at or paying attention to tonight and see how that turns out. Joe, it's all right, man. Hey, it's okay. Hey, look, it was 2017, man. If we can't laugh at that crap now, who cares, right? It's all good. No worries. And by the way, 2022 gave us the right to laugh at that, because now we can say we still have a legit championship afterwards. Otherwise, yeah, it might hurt a little bit more. He said, yeah, we got 2 more games with the A's. All right. Well, with that being said, Frankie, man, what do you got, man? You got anything you want to get out of here on or anything particularly you want to talk about?
No, I'm all set, man. I'm just excited, hoping that the Yankees get a win tonight and get us back on some winning record, man. Other than that, everybody have a good day. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And again, hey, it's your boy Jay McLovin, along with Frankie the Yankee, Gonzo, and Tony from GSR. Make sure you give us a subscribe on our YouTube channel, not only for ESEN's YouTube channel, but also a subscribe for Gonzo Sports Room. It helps them out as well. If you like today's coverage and you had a good time hanging out with us and watching Jay swim off the deep end with no floaties when the internet went out, you might get that chance another day. Until then, y'all be good. We out.